The Robin's Reward, a bedtime story. Hello, I'm here to tell you a very special story. It's about a little brown bird who did something extraordinarily brave. The story is called The Robin's Reward. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Long, long ago, when the world was brand new, there lived a small brown bird. One day, this little bird found an acorn and planted it carefully in the soft earth. The acorn began to grow and grow and grow. It became a magnificent oak tree, stretching up towards the sky. Spring came, and the tree burst into beautiful blossoms. Then summer, filling the forest with bright green leaves. In autumn, sweet acorns fell to the ground, and all the woodland creatures had plenty to eat. Life was good in the forest. But then winter arrived. The land became covered in snow and ice. Everything turned white and grey and cold. The sun began to set earlier and earlier each day, and the darkness stayed longer and longer. The forest animals huddled together, shivering. They had only hard acorns to eat, and the wind whistled through the bare branches. "Will summer ever come back?" whispered a little mouse. "Will it ever be warm again?" wondered a baby deer. All the creatures grew frightened. They began to believe that the wonderful warmth might be gone forever. The small brown bird was sheltering inside a prickly holly tree, trying to keep warm. He looked out at his friends, cold and scared and hungry, and he thought to himself, "What could I do to help?" He was only small. He had no thick fur to keep him warm. He couldn't make a cosy burrow underground. But he had wings. And he had a big heart. Somehow, deep inside, he knew something important. The warmth they needed belonged to the sun. So the little bird made a decision. A brave, brave decision. "I will fly to the sun," he said, "and I will ask it to send back the warmth." And so the very next morning, the little bird began to fly. Up, up, up he went, higher than the tallest fir trees, higher than the mountain peaks, higher than any bird had ever flown before. As he climbed higher, he could feel the sun's warmth growing stronger. But, the cold wind pushed against his wings. The snow stung his eyes. His little body grew so tired. "I must keep going," he panted. But finally, he could fly no higher. His wings wouldn't work anymore. He hung in the air, exhausted, unable to reach the sun. He had tried so hard, but it wasn't enough. The little bird closed his eyes, ready to fall. But then something magical happened. Far below, the great oak tree, the tree that the bird had planted all those years ago, saw his struggle. The oak tree remembered. It remembered the little bird who had given it life. And so, with a tremendous creak and groan, the oak tree began to grow. Taller and taller and taller. It grew higher than any tree had ever grown before, reaching up, up, up towards the sky. The tree's branches caught the little bird gently, like hands scooping him up. Up it lifted him, closer to the sun, higher even than the angels. The angels smiled down and gave the new bird The angel smiled down and gave the tired bird new strength. The oak tree held out one final branch, its very last branch, as a gift to the bird. "Take this," the tree seemed to whisper. "Finish what you started." With the oak branch held tightly in his feet, the little bird took a deep breath and flew on, closer to the sun, closer, closer still. It was so hot. His feathers began to singe and smoke. The heat was almost unbearable, but the brave bird kept flying. And then, suddenly, whoosh, the oak branch burst into flames. The little bird was so shocked that he fainted, tumbling down, down, down through the sky, spiralling back to earth like a falling star. When the little bird woke up, he was back in the forest. His head was fuzzy, his wings ached. But then he looked down at his feet, and there it was, the oak branch, still burning with bright, warm flames. He had done it. He had brought fire from the sun back to earth. The little bird flew from tree to tree, from burrow to burrow, lighting small fires everywhere he went. One by one, little flames appeared through the dark forest like tiny stars. The mouse warmed his paws. The deer stepped closer to the heat. All the creatures gathered around the precious flames, feeling warmth return to their cold bodies. "Thank you," they whispered. "Thank you, little bird." But the little bird had one more place to go. With the very last of his strength, he flew to a small stable on the edge of the forest. Inside, a baby lay sleeping, wrapped in his mother's arms. The mother's name was Mary. The stable was so cold. The last embers on the oak branch were dying out. The little bird landed beside them. He spread his wings and began to flap them back and forth, like tiny bellows blowing air onto the embers. The flames grew hotter, but so did the little bird's breast, turning bright, bright red from the heat. He kept flapping. He didn't stop. Not until the stable was filled with warmth and the baby was safe and cosy. Mary looked down at the brave little bird with his bright red breast. "Thank you," she said softly. "From this day forward, you shall be called Robin Redbreast. Your beautiful red feathers will remind everyone of your bravery and loving heart. And people will smile whenever they see you, remembering what you did." And that's why, even today, when we see a robin with his red breast, we remember this story. We remember that even the smallest amongst us can do the bravest things, especially when we're helping others. So if you see a robin in your garden, perhaps you could say a quiet thank you for bringing warmth and hope when the world seemed cold and dark. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night.